All right, so let me just have you introduce yourself, however you'd like yourself to be known.
I'm Melissa Turley, Teton County Commissioner.
So what brought you to VRL and the Go Run this time? Have you done Go Run before?
I have done Go Run before. 8 years ago, I decided to run for town council, 8.5 years ago, and literally filed my application for town council, never having done anything political before. And I wasn't sure that I would carry through until a week later I showed up at Go Run in Boulder, Colorado, and at the end of the first night, I knew I was going to run, and at the end of the weekend, I had a campaign plan and was driving home, calling people about drafting my website and designing my logo, and ran a winning campaign that time and 2 more times after that.
Good for you. I have goosebumps around that. What was it that Melissa specifically that instilled that belief in you? Probably, I'm assuming even before Go Run, but when you left that weekend from the training, what was it?
Well, it started on Friday night of that first Go Run with Marie Wilson and Celinda Lake really laying out the need for women in political office. And so I knew right there that I needed to get involved. Part of what had inspired me to file to run was that there were 10 local elected leaders on our town council and county commission, and not a single one of them was a woman. Not a single one of them was under 50 years old, and I didn't feel like they were representing my interests as a young professional who was struggling to make ends meet in Jackson Hole. And by the end of the weekend, I was just full to the brim from all of the great workshops and speakers with tools and a campaign plan and a draft of a stump speech. And I knew that between the conviction that I needed to do this and the tools to be successful, that I could, and I did. I went from being, when I filed to run, basically a nobody. People said, who is this, and why is she running, and who's this 30-year-old girl, to being the top vote getter at the end of the election.
It's awesome. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell Melissa several years ago, like before you ran? What would you tell her about what she needs to know in running for office?
That gives me goosebumps. I would tell her that you have everything you need to be successful. And look inside and draw from your experience, and be true to yourself and be true to your community. And I was able to do that, and that served me really well and continues to serve me well.
Where do you see yourself right now in your own hero's journey?
In my own hero's journey, I feel like I am coming to perhaps apex in my current political service. I've been in political office for 8 years, and when I finish this term, it will be 10 years. And I think it's time for me to focus my energies more on encouraging other women to pick up this leadership and increase the number of women in elected office across the state of Wyoming. And I look forward to what that chapter will bring.
So Marie Wilson always says, if you knew you would not fail, what would you do?
If I knew I would not fail, I would start a political action organization to encourage women's leadership and advocate for women's issues in Wyoming.
My last question is, what would be your message to women around the world?
To women around the world, we are powerful. And it's time for women to use our power.
Awesome. Very well said.
Thank you.